Hey, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash. That's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name, and Yahushua being the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful lay preachers, word and truth and sincerity of the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona Camp, Lord Will, with another video to edify. And I want to make a response to a couple bits of news. All right, first off, this trade war spat due to these tariffs between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, right? And I'm gonna play what the Prime Minister of Canada said, and I also want to get this this video from Ray Dalio, right? Famous economist. This dude's plugged in. He goes through the history, and this is a perfect time for prophecy. And we coming into the time of the Passover, and right after the Lord's Passover, shit started heating up. So we're in the time now where we coming into Passover, and even before the Passover fully coming in, you got dudes showing who their allegiance are to. You got people that are supposed to be major leaders within Israel, like this dude Alazar, get outed for having his woman popping with a strap on and showing his filth to the world. So much so that these niggas are sitting there blocking people from reposting the video where he gets found out about all this shit. So, man, this is a beautiful time, man. Because the scriptures tell you the hearts of many shall be revealed. What people have been doing in the dark is all coming to the forefront. And usually those type of things only happen because judgment's really getting ready to go forth. Right? Judgment is getting ready to go forth. First you get the sentencing. Right? Then you have the execution of the judgment. So first and foremost, before I even get into this, I want to say Shalak. Baba Gashah, Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahushai, Shalak, Rayam, Wa, Mashapatim, Wa, Abadim, Wa, Mawathiam, on Alazar, on you gorilla bottom sympathizers, Shalak Rayam, on all you, and Mawathiam, on all you wicked niggas. May the Lord judge you all for defending wickedness, man. And let's get into this, right? So I'm gonna play this.
U.S. supplies, this is per the Globe and Mail. We read in Politico that Ontario Premier Doug Ford threatened to shut off his province's electricity exports to the United States and block shipments of Ontario's high-grade nickel, which he said provides 50% of U.S. supplies. This is per the Globe and Mail. He added, if they want to try to annihilate Ontario, I will do anything, including cutting off their energy. This is energy to the United States, with a smile on his face. With us now is the man, I guess, behind that smile, Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario in Canada. Premier, thank you so much for being with us. Okay, what are your plans and how far are you willing to take it?
Well, first of all, I have to tell you, Canadians love Americans. We love the U.S. It's one person that's causing these problems. I've talked to senators and congresspeople and governors, Republicans and Democrats. Not one of them agree with them. I've talked to business CEOs of the largest companies. They totally disagree with us. And President Trump ran on a mandate to lower costs, to create more jobs. This is going to do exactly the opposite. The auto sector, we buy over 400% more autos than Mexico, 200% more than anywhere in the world. And, he put up a smoke screen. He keeps moving the goalposts. Well, the market is speaking loud and clear. The market is going to go downhill faster than the American bobsled team. And we're going to continue seeing in the U.S. plants close, assembly lines shut down. In the auto sector, they may last 5.
Hey, what is that? What is he quoting? Well, what is he saying? We're going to see all these things shut down, right? Well, this is Isaiah 19:14, it says, Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt. And we're in the new Egypt right now. America, just like Egypt, going back to the time of Moses, was the place of Israel's captivity and hard bondage. Jake in America serves in a terribly hard bondage here, to work as much as Jake does and never have enough. And even when they do give, our people a chance to make money in this society, they give us a triple the work that they would have gave their Edomite counterparts. That's hard bondage, man. Right? It says, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggering in his vomit. And them making these tariffs, thinking that the world is just going to bow down to them at this time, when everything's so interconnected and America is so hated, that's an error. This place is staggering, bro. It says, verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And that's what we're seeing. He's telling you right now how it's going to be. And apparently Mexico is closing their border up, right?
Maybe eight days before the parts that go back and forth across the border 8 times. This is unnecessary, and we do have to retaliate. And I apologize to the American people. It's not you. It's your president that's causing this problem. We're the #1 customer in the world to the United States. We had a great relationship. I want to continue on with that relationship, but I will use every tool in our toolbox to send a message to President Trump that this is the wrong thing to do. When Warren Buffett comes out and says this is basically insanity, you have to listen to someone like Warren Buffett.
So some of the thinking in some...
You see that? They're ready to use everything at their disposal, right? You're telling me 8 days. He said really realistically it's going to be around 8 days to the point where America is going to end up coming to a halt because of the lack of minerals that come in. And you need these minerals for non-rusting parts. Nickel is extremely important for non-rusting parts. That's why the car industry is going to be so hit, right? Let me get this. This is Obadiah 1:7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread, right? All these nations were able to get a mint off of it. And since I said that, I'm going to go right to this little clip right here.
$1 billion on foreign wars and their consequences since September 11. And trillions.
It's lucky, bros. To try to replay it. Come on.
Has spent about $8 trillion on foreign wars and their consequences since September 11. And trillions more for other military operations and for supporting military bases in 70 countries. And it still isn't spending enough to support its military competition with China in the area around China. In this cycle, the richer countries eventually get deeper into debt by borrowing from poorer countries that save more. It's one of the early signs of a wealth and power shift. This started in the United States in the 1980s when it had a per capita income 40 times that of China's and started borrowing from Chinese who wanted to save in dollars because the dollar was the world's reserve currency. Similarly, the British borrowed a lot of money from its much poorer colonies, and the Dutch did the same at their time. If the empire begins to run out of new lenders, those holding their currency begin to look to sell and get out rather than to buy, save, lend, and get in.
See, that's those that ate thy bread with thee, right? This is an example of how throughout history these things have happened, and now America is the pinnacle of this. No other nation's been able to heap up this amount of wealth and put the world in subjection under the dollar like this, right? All these nations have eaten the bread and even their allies. So I'm gonna read that Obadiah 1:7. It says, "All the men of thy confederacy." This is even going into those European nations, because this minerals deal that was made between Russia and America over Ukraine, that deal consequently actually hurts the American European allies. You're talking about America is just going to have this surplus of free minerals flow into their pocket. What are they going to do when they have free minerals? They're going to sell it at a cheaper rate to recoup a higher profit. Ukraine is blown to smithereens. All the factories, all the processing is destroyed. The deal stated that they get 50% of all mineral resources that are produced. And the people that are going to foot the bill are the Russians for building up the infrastructure to be able to process those minerals all over again. So the U.S. is just a deal that heavily favors the U.S. So all the men of their confederacies, meaning all these nations that made the deal with Esau, like it says in Psalms the 83rd chapter, right? All these nations that made a deal with this devil, right, have brought thee to the border. They're starting to make certain deals and certain cuts, and they're going to start undermining America. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in him. You see, those that ate the bread have laid a wound. And this move
Spent about eight.
This move
Spent about eight.
This move with Canada is them laying a wound under them. They're talking about cutting off a power supply to New York being one of the states. You know, they're sitting here sharing that energy cost between a lot of those northeastern states. What kind of drain on the power grid is that going to produce? Minimal resources. And I'm going to play more on this because he goes into more of the stuff that they're going to sit here and touch on. So
inside the administration goes something along the lines of, in the United States, we can withstand more pain than you can in Canada. So how much pain can you withstand here?
Let's get fiscal. Lesson 1, savings strike. New to finances, learn.
You can in Canada. So how much pain can you withstand here?
Well, we have the lowest debt in the G7. The United States have more debt than anyone. He wants to come and get a tax break, put a tax break through. He's relying on 2 Congress people. He loses 2 people. That's it. These tax breaks aren't going on. And he's doing this on the backs of the American people. He's going to create job losses. Inflation's going up. The market's dropping. Gas prices are going up. Groceries are going up. For what? We have a very fair trading balance. And if we exclude the energy, the oil that we ship down 4.3 million barrels a day to keep cars going,
you know what he sounds like? It sounds just like this scripture. He sounds just like this. Habakkuk 2:6. You know what? I'll start at 5. It says, "Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all people, and heapeth unto him all, gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb, and say, Woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that laid himself with thick clay." And this is what he's saying. The U.S. has so much more debt. We buy all this. He's complaining that the nigga that is in debt has this much power. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly, and shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee? and thou shall be for booties unto them. And he's detailing a plan to be able to circumvent the U.S. and hurt them. That's that scripture speaking loud and clear.
The U.S. has a $55 billion surplus on everything else, on manufacturing, and I'm fine with that. $55 billion is fine, but we're your number one customer to 28 states. I've directed our office to take off all the alcohol. We're the largest purchaser of alcohol in the world. We sell to we buy from 35 states, 3,600 products, over $1 billion. They're coming off. We directed our team to pull off the $30 billion of contracts and not use any American companies. And again, I apologize to the American people, but the red states, the people have to start calling their senators, their governors, and congress people to stop this insanity that one person's causing.
You see? And then he said it's one person, right? What does it say? His look was more stout than his fellows. This is, man, we're in a time of prophecy. Things are moving forward as far as, you know, really everything, but the economic scene, man, that thing is moving. You know, I think I'm just going to end it there. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to say, Koholoya, Al Bashim, Al Shabbat, Shema Karkadash. Shalom.